For many years now, Russ and Craig have had many wide-ranging conversations with folks from all over the gaming world. This is one of those conversations.
D6G, The Lost Chapter. Hey, so then, Craig, I said, I want the coffee roll, and I want it now.
Really?
I did.
And what, did they throw it at you?
No, they just gave it to me. And they said that'd be $3.50.
I wouldn't. That attitude does not deserve a coffee roll.
That'll be about $3.50. That's what they said.
$3.50. Did they say $3.50?
Hey, Craig, is that the designers of Penny Press over there? Is that Matt
famous
and Robert?
designers of Penny Press?
Hey, Matt. Hey, Robert. How you doing? What are you doing here in Dunkin' Donuts?
Just having some coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah. Tea, actually. I'm a tea guy. I know
tea.
Dunkin' Donuts is famous for its coffee, but I can't get enough of tea.
Their iced tea is pretty good, though. I do like the iced tea in the summertime. They do a
That
good
doesn't
job.
look like an iced teacup, though.
No, I don't know how he snuck that in. So, what's your favorite donuts, guys? Matt, what do you like?
You know, I am old enough to remember the Dunkin' Donuts, the one with the little handle.
The handle, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
very
I mean,
nice.
you know, you
Right.
get the extra bite, and I was very disappointed when they took that away.
Remember the old logo? It had the half dunk donut in the coffee cup. That was the
Yeah,
logo.
yeah.
Yes.
So now I think I'm probably more of a
I came
coconut
in-
guy.
I came in just in time in the country to experience the Dunkin' Donuts, the actual original.
See?
And then I really liked it, and they took it away after I was here for 2 or 3 weeks.
It's a shame. It's a crime against humanity, really. Let's be honest.
They need to bring it back.
You know, since you're here, Craig, you know, we just recently talked about comic book TV shows, but
Yes.
Have you guys seen The Avengers yet? Everybody seen this movie yet? The new one?
I have, yeah.
With Ultron? Craig, have you seen it?
No, no. I believe I will discuss in depth why I haven't seen it yet at
This
some later date,
is
but not right
ridiculous.
now.
So,
I'm scarred. I'm still shocked. I have PTSD.
All right.
I'd
wanna
rather
talk-
not discuss it.
I want to talk just about Avengers and have all kinds of spoilers, but unfortunately, Craig has not seen the best film of the summer yet.
I will throw an elbow through this microphone, through the airwaves, and hit him in the nose if he even tries.
So I guess instead, since we cannot talk about how awesome Avengers is, Thor's hammer on an elevator, but we can talk about other movies coming out. So, which none of these, by the way, none of them, I'm here to tell you right now, listeners, and you guys can disagree with me, none of these movies are even remotely as anticipated as Avengers, nor will any of them be as good, unless you get us all the way to December and talk about Star Wars. Can we just agree on that right now?
No problem.
Matt?
Really?
Yep.
Matt, with me? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm the only one who hasn't seen Avengers, and you're all telling me that none of these summer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 geek or geek fringe oriented movies are going to even touch Avengers. That's how
correct.
much I need to see it.
That's correct. The only movie this year that'll come even close, has the potential on this list we have in front of us to come even close, would be Star Wars, but that's not a summer film,
Right.
in my opinion.
Well, you know what? Let's go through some of these movies
Okay.
and see. Let's prove it that.
All right. That's fair. So, Craig, what is your, or who wants to go first? What's the most anticipated movie for you coming
I've
soon?
got the most anticipated movie, and it's the one coming up next for me.
All right.
Because a lot of these movies aren't doing anything for me.
Okay.
And I'd like to go in. I would like to go in with a caveat that I said the same general thing about Guardians of the Galaxy, which is now my favorite movie of all time.
That's true.
So, although I said that we would like it, but it wouldn't make it successfully outside of the geek culture, and obviously it did. But yeah, I'm looking at things like Ant-Man and stuff and Fantastic Four, and I'm going, I don't know. But I'll tell you that everything I have seen so far revolving around Mad Max Fury Road looks damn cool and right in thematic lockstep with the earlier movies.
Yeah, what do you guys?
I'm very much looking forward to that. Of course, because my situation is all messed up now, that might come out before I even get to see Avengers, which will then be a real problem.
So is that a reboot,
Yes.
Craig?
I think so.
I mean, it's probably a reboot, but it's what I mean is thematically, it's, if you look at the character names and the visuals and everything, it's obviously, its DNA is steeped in the original Mad Max movies, is what I mean.
I watched that trailer a little while ago with my 12-year-old son, and when it was done, he said, I have no idea what that movie's about, but I want to see it.
Exactly.
Yes. No, it looks good.
Exactly. Mad Max movies are not about plot.
No.
They're about massive explosions and racing over deserts and weird costumes and bizarre names that would never in a million years work in any other movie.
Yes. Have you seen the trailer for the Mad Max video game slated to release around the same time? Have you seen that one? So I think there's more, because it's obviously set in the same universe, same time period, and there's a lot more story revealed in there. So I think it's a reboot because they hint at Thunderdome, they hint at a Tina Turner-like character, they hint at a lot more things that are, I don't know if it's all in the movie, but it sounds like the video game extends the world to include all that, but obviously it's not Tina Turner and stuff, so I'm thinking that it's a reboot, like Star Trek or like Star Trek was.
Right.
But I love the original Mad Max. Here's what I'm nervous about. Okay,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fantastic and a fun ride. They can't possibly screw this up at this point, I don't think. But this is the case where the original was so good, they're in dangerous territory because you know what I mean. Like there's a chance it could not live up to the original for me. So that's where I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually going to happen. And I don't think it's going to be a reboot simply because of its genre. I think it's going to just exist it's not going to, I don't think, because none of the others ever referenced things that happened in the movies previous to them.
Oh, that's pretty true. Yeah.
That's true.
The genre itself is it's pulp action, where you've got these established characters, and in every story they're just thrown into this situation, and it always ends with him alone and going off, and it's not. There's no continuity in as a story arc goes. It's just it harkens back to those 1950s stories where it's just action, fighting, awful situation, and the tragic heroic figure comes through in the end, but is still in basically the same position he's in. It's sort of a twist on the melodrama model that goes all the way back to the 1800s, actually, but I won't wax boring and professorial here. I'll just say that that's why I don't think it's going to be like a reboot. I don't think it's going to try to do like recreate. I think it's going to just slot itself in. Yep, new actor, get used to it, and then and the story's just going to go
like James Bond, pretty much.
Exactly like James Bond.
That's fair. That works.
And in what universe can you have Charlize Theron as a character named Imperator Furiosa except for Mad Max?
Yeah, okay.
So guys, just quick question. What year, can you tell me? I know the answer to this, but what year was the last Mad Max movie?
I'd have to Google it, so I will not cheat.
I would Google it and pretend, but I don't want to do that.
It's painful. I'm going to tell you, 1985. That's 30 years ago.
Really? Beyond Thunderdome was 85?
Well, if you've
30
seen,
years,
if you've seen
what I'm
Tina
saying
Turner
is-
recently, you believe that.
I'd have guessed early 90s, if you had to guess.
It's 1985. I just looked it up. Yeah, but I think there are a lot of people under 30 years old who have never seen Mad Max in the theater, and probably a lot of kids who've never seen Mad Max at all. So this is going to be a new, fresh take for them.
They're in for a treat. I think this will be great, and it could be one of the best movies of the summer if Avengers hadn't come out. That's where I would go.
Well, it still can be one of the.
Yeah.
Hell, it can be second best. I don't care.
It'll be number 2.
But yeah.
Right.
So Mad Max Fury Road sounds like we're all sort of on the same page.
I feel
with
good about
at least expectations wise.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
with the knowledge that Hollywood can always, she's a bitch. She can always turn on you in a heartbeat and break your heart.
Right.
But anyway.
All right. What's next on your list here?
That was mine. Somebody else go next.
All right.
We can either go in.
Why don't we go in chronological order? So who wants to take the next one? Who's looking forward to the May 22nd movie?
Which is that one, Russ?
I think it's Tomorrowland. Have you guys seen the previews for Tomorrowland?
I just saw one this week.
I like the look of that one, I got to tell you.
I
have no idea what it's about.
I do too. So when they first had the teaser trailers for it about 6 months ago, when the girl touched the button and she saw a flash of Tomorrowland and then came back and didn't know any more about it, I was kind of like, that could be interesting. But, Disney has mixed results with their live action films, so I wasn't really sure. But when they did the extended scenes now with George Clooney and they show all the crazy, if you've seen the trailers now, it's got, I think there's actually one in front of Avengers, as a matter of fact, where it has all the crazy gizmos and electronic defenses and high-tech stuff in his house, and then he goes to Tomorrowland with her. It looks really cool, and it could be a really interesting premise. So I'm nervous about it because, like I said, Disney doesn't always nail these things, but it It looks pretty interesting. Matt, have you seen any trailers for this one yet?
I did see it, and that one looks good because I think it's family friendly.
Yeah, right.
I think I said earlier my son is interested in Mad Max. I'm not sure I'm going to take him to Mad Max, but I'll definitely take him to Tomorrowland, and that's fun. As he gets a little older, we're definitely getting to movies where we both want to see him, and this is one of them. He wants to see this, and so do I.
So Matt, how old is your son?
He's 12.
12. So my oldest daughter, my kids are the same age, 12 and 11.
Nice.
And took them to Avengers. They can watch Avengers. They watch Lord of the Rings. They've seen Star Wars, but yeah, I think Mad Max is across the line. At least the originals definitely were.
Yeah, same with us. We went to see Avengers last weekend, but I don't know about Mad Max. It might be too much.
How did he like Avengers?
He loved it. He loved it. Thought it was great.
Yep, my girl's the same. Hey. Craig, you should see that movie.
Shut up.
Right.
It I'm choosing not to.
I'm just saying.
An entire criminal syndicate stopped me from seeing that movie, Russ.
All right, now this movie,
masterminds.
This next movie on the list. Who put Poltergeist on the list?
I'm afraid I did that.
So, Robert, why are you excited about Poltergeist? This movie does nothing for you.
I don't know if I'm excited about Poltergeist. It's we were talking about the big summer movies that are coming.
Yeah, I think it definitely deserves to be on the list.
All right.
Yeah, but a remake about Poltergeist.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I don't know.
That doesn't need to happen, does it? I don't.
The original was pretty good.
Yeah, the original was I used to like horror movies. I don't anymore. I don't know what happened there, but I watched the original Poltergeist. I thought it was pretty good for a horror film.
It doesn't really stand up to the test.
It's not like I just don't think horror movies. I mean, maybe there's a few that are so classic you could remake them, but I don't know about Poltergeist. What do you think, Matt?
It doesn't really grab me. I think I'm going to be seeing other stuff this summer.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I gotta say, you can't ever sit down to a Poltergeist movie without Craig T. Nelson going before, after, before, after, before, after.
Right.
You can't do it. And look at the list on IMDb. Look at the cast list. The original had nowhere near that many characters.
Right.
That's all I got to say. So yeah, I'm not. I don't think this is one that I will be seeing.
Apparently, yeah. I don't think I even need to see that movie. All right, so next on the list here is...
And in that vein, or fault line, if you will.
Nice segue.
See what I did there? Yeah.
San Andreas. Who put this on the list?
Don't blame Robert. He just did a list of the movies coming out this
All
summer.
right, fine. I will pick on Robert.
Give the guy a break. He's a guest.
I gotta say that this... So The Rock in a movie is not something that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
But that scene where the cruise ship hits the skyscraper...
Okay.
That was pretty epic.
It is pretty epic. Yeah, okay. All right. I'll buy that for $1. I'm not, again, I'm not a big disaster movie guy, so maybe it's a personal problem.
Wow, you just compartmentalize the world.
I am. Well,
compartmentalize the world.
I have limited movie viewing time.
It's your fault we're all divided, Russ.
It is. Speaking of divided, how do you like the San Andreas movie, Craig?
Somehow, some way, I managed to see every one of these freaking dumb movies, and there's always that one scene that goes, "Yep, that was worth the $5 I paid to go to the cheap theater." With 2012?
Yeah.
Where the massive earthquake opened up and the subway tunnel was like ripped in half and the subway train came flying out of one end and then crashed into yeah, that was it for me on that one.
All right.
I mean, that movie, every one of these, the day before, the day after tomorrow or whatever that one, I mean, they're all kind of like, okay, whatever, but they all are sort of laughable and amusing to me. So I think I will probably end up seeing this one like I have seen all of its predecessors, but not paying full price to see it in the movie theater probably.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, Matt, are you a disaster movie guy?
Yes and no. I think it depends on the movie more than the disaster itself. But geez, looking over this list, there's a lot of good movies coming out this summer. I'm just not sure that one's going to fit into my schedule.
Yeah,
I can only see so many movies.
All right, so this one, okay. So the next one I am excited about. Craig, can you read us that one? June 12th.
June 12th. June 12th. We're talking about. Now, this one's very intriguing to me because I think it looks cool, and I'm his biggest fan, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are super concerned that this is going to be his first big failure since emerging on the national scene. And we're talking about Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm. There was a
and
really,
if I had to guess, if I had to put money down, I would put Russ on the poo-poo side.
No. See,
no, really.
So I just saw this really cool movie recently. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called Avengers. So in front of Avengers, they had a trailer for Jurassic World, and it was an epic. It was the longest trailer I've seen, and I have to say, I'm really excited about it. I think it won't be as great as the first Jurassic Park because I don't know if. Well, we're all old enough now to have seen. Did everybody see the first Jurassic Park in the movie theater?
Oh yeah.
Geez.
So what blew us all away in that movie, I think, for me anyway, was the fact that was really during a time period when CGI was just coming into its own, and so the Jurassic Park special effects was the first time we'd seen what could be described as really near realistic dinosaurs on the screen. Nowadays, CGI is so commonplace that impact is going to be gone. But I love the premise of it. I love the scenes they showed, the high tech. So it's like years later, and Jurassic World is now an amusement park, and it's fully functional. It seems to be working, and people are visiting. And then of course the dinosaurs get loose. But it looks really good. The CGI looks great. The lines that they did show in the trailer look really funny and great and well delivered. I like Chris Pratt as well. So I think there's potential here. I'm excited about this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that this is one that I'm definitely going to see. My son is interested in already. But I think what really sold me on this movie, and I had some worries too before, was during that trailer that I saw in front of, what was that movie's name? Oh, The Avengers.
That's right. What a good movie.
Oh. It's a good one.
But whatever, kick a guy. Oh, is that Craig? He's down. Kick him again.
Chris Pratt riding on a motorcycle, leading a pack of raptors.
That was awesome.
So they're doing some different stuff. I worried they were just going to coast, but this is a little. I haven't seen that before, and that is cool.
That is true. Yeah.
So you guys don't think that the premise of the movie is a little bit odd? They have a park with these dinosaurs, and then they have to make like a new dinosaur to get customers or something like that. Like.
Yeah,
I think you would get customers with dinosaurs.
Well, you're right.
That's true.
Well, I think that it's got that underlying premise where man messes with nature, man gets burnt. It's same as the original one where they brought back the dinosaurs and man got burnt. And now it's like, well, you brought back the dinosaurs, you figured out how to deal with them, but now you had to tinker with the DNA and make them super smart dinosaurs, and now you've made it worse.
You think they would have learned from that first movie?
You would think so. But I'm with Matt on this. I think that the way they've shot the scenes and just the stuff they're doing, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I want to see this one. My kids don't, because there's a couple scenes that made it look a little scary, and my girls don't like anything remotely scary. So, there's like the classic Jurassic Park where the raptors are kind of sneaking up in the kitchen. You have similar scenes like that in this, and so they're like, oh no, it's going to be scary. But I'm in on this one. I think I'll see this one opening weekend. That looks.
This is a funny story. We have a friend who has a son. When Jurassic Park came out, he must have been 11 or 12, and he took him to Jurassic Park. The kid is now 22, still does not want to see Jurassic Park or anything to do with dinosaurs.
It's scary. He walks by the Museum of Science in Boston. He's like, ah! Right? Walks to the other side of the street from the T-Rex there. I see that. Cool. Well, so this next one I'm really interested in. The new Pixar film's coming out also in June, Inside Out. Are you guys familiar with what this is about?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm a little up on it. It looks good.
Yeah. So, Craig, are you up on this one?
Yeah, I've seen a couple trailers.
So this one to me is interesting because I think I talked on the show before. I've read the book Creativity Inc., which is by the CEO of Pixar. And he talks about how the companies run and a bunch of interesting business things. And if you're interested in business theory and that kind of stuff, it's definitely worth a read. But if you're also a fan of Pixar and want to know how the company was built, also worth a read. But what's particularly fascinating about it is as he talks about different business case studies, he uses the various movies as examples. And Inside Out is the last film was the new film in the book they were making, and he has a bunch of anecdotes about it and talks about how they had to change the plot because it wasn't working here and had a new idea there. And, kind of like when we were talking to you guys about your game, how you're like, if we had to change direction here and there was something not working and we got it fixed there. So I'm really fascinated to see this film because they've taken a lot of Pixar likes to take risks, and so they took a lot of risks here too and did a lot of different things, and I really want to see how well it played out for them. So looks pretty cool. Matt, do you know the premise of the film? Can you run us through it?
I do, yeah. This is we're in someone's head, some little girl's head, I think it is, and these characters are the different emotions, joy, and I forget the other ones. I just know joy because she's kind of cute.
Anger,
and
Louis Black. The only way you could have gone.
Right. So It looks pretty cool. It has the potential to be another great, sort of endearing Pixar film. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'll see.
You got to trust Pixar.
Yeah, my kids can't wait to see that. There has not been a bad Pixar movie in their mind, so they can't wait. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this next one, Ted 2's on the list.
Now this is only very fringe connected to the geek culture, I would say.
Well, yeah. So Ted 2, why did that make the list there? I'm going to guess Robert.
Robert made the list. Russ, this is a hit piece. This is all a hit piece on Robert.
But Ted 1 had a cameo by Flash Gordon.
That's true.
Oh,
that's very true.
All right.
By that alone, Ted 2 had to be on the list.
I buy it.
All right, sold. Never mind. I retract my statement earlier. So, did anybody see Ted 1? I mean, I did not even see Ted 1.
I did.
To be fair,
you did not see Ted 1?
I did not.
You got to go, turn off the podcast, go watch it, come back.
All right. It's a rental. Okay, I got it. I can grab it. So, who's in line for Ted 2?
Morgan
I
Freeman.
think I'll go see it. Yeah.
Yep. Matt, are you going to see this one?
I saw Ted 1. I like Ted 1, and I love Flash Gordon. But I don't know. It would just be me. I'm not going to take my son to see it, and my wife would never go see it. So I don't know who I would go with. Unless
Michael
I can get Robert
Dorn
as a
is
date.
in it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
All right, you're making it harder to say no now.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm saying that Robert was right to put this in. Oh, Tom Brady's in it though. That could go either way right now.
Right. All right. Well, we'll just gloss over Ted 2. Moving on. All right. Now this one's worthy of debate, and so
this is to me this is the big question mark of the summer.
It's so as we move into July. July kicks off 4th of July weekend. July 1st kicks off with Terminator Genesis. Okay. What are we thinking about the new Terminator film?
I think this is like Jurassic Park for me a little bit. It's like, have we seen this before? Are we done with this? But if they come back again and do something nice, then okay. But it's gotta stand on its own.
Yeah, it's obviously it is a reboot because their attempt to reboot it didn't work very well last time.
Right?
Is it really a reboot? Because I think sort of the original Arnold Terminator is in it, isn't it?
No, but it's a change to it's exactly like Star Trek. It's a change to the original movie's timeline.
Right. Okay, so he's like the old Spock.
He's the exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And but I think they're doing something clever. I think what they're saying is Skynet's figured out that whatever it tried in the past didn't work. So now it's sending something back, even further back in time.
So here's my problem with this movie.
That's exactly, Robert, the word I was going to use is clever. So and I think this movie is going to be clever. I don't know if it's going to be too clever or clever enough. It's going to have to strike exactly the right tone of cleverness with the original, or with the already created franchise, and at the same time create enough new energy to create its own space in that timeline or in that narrative. And to me, all of those different things limit and narrow further and further and further what it needs to succeed to the point where now it's a very narrow point that it has to hit to really make itself work.
So who here saw Avengers? Did you see when you saw Avengers? Did you notice? Did you get the extended, really super long Terminator Genesis trailer?
We did not.
No.
Okay, so I got that, and for some reason that I will now call the stupidest marketing decision ever made by a movie Hunter by Man, they revealed the plot twist. There is a
preview?
There is a huge plot twist in this movie that I now know because they put it in the preview.
Oh, that's desperate.
And I went from actually wanting to see this movie to now having no interest in it.
That's desperate.
Because they have now destroyed that plot twist for me, and I'm like, well, I don't want it. Now I know. Now I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but do go watch Avengers, you'll see it. So
poor Daenerys.
I don't care anymore. I saw the last Terminator movie. I was like, ugh. And then when they showed this again, I saw these shorter trailers for it. I got excited because, Arnold. But then now that I saw the plot twist, I'm now less excited. So they ruined it for me. But I'm looking forward to hearing the early reviews. And if it comes back mediocre, I'll go see it. If it comes back,
you must not be the only one because it's only 59th in the list of total movies on IMDb people are looking at. Yeah. And it went down 13 this week.
I think they killed it with that trailer in Avengers. I really do. I really do.
I hate it when they do that.
I don't know why they do that.
That is always an act of desperation on a movie producer's part, and it never ever works.
Never works.
It's like the death knell when they're. It's just like a comedy when they're like, oh crap, we're gonna have to bring out the big gun preview that's like all the funny parts of the movie all in one 1 minute segment. That's exactly the same thing.
That's what they did.
That I haven't seen it yet. I am still planning on seeing it in theaters because I'm a big fan of all the originals and even the attempts to reboot with Christian Bale and everything.
Right.
I liked those all enough that I appreciated them at least for what they were. The last one was a little iffy. Mm-hmm. So right now I still intend to see it, but if and when I go see Avengers, that preview is on that, it could very well change my opinion also.
All right.
You should definitely go see Avengers. It's really good.
Should I go see Avengers?
I would
do you think I should go see Avengers?
Did you guys ever see the TV series that they did on the Terminator?
Yep.
Yes, I liked it.
Yep, I liked it.
Really, that's what.
Yeah. Queen Cersei.
If that movie is not any good that's coming out, I'm just going to watch that again.
I don't know why that series got canceled because Cersei Lannister was in it and River was in it, so it was awesome.
It was fantastic. It
was great. It was an awesome series. I really enjoyed that series. All right, so next on the list is Minions. Are we excited about Minions?
This is one of my top movies for the summer. I really, really thought those guys were funny in the Despicable Me movies, which I saw both of them, loved them. And yes, I'm really looking forward to it. Genuinely, not a joke, not ironically. I'm genuinely looking forward to this movie.
No, as am I. This is the first movie my son has ever been excited to come out before he knew it existed. He loves the Minions. He's got a bunch of little mini movies. He thinks they're hilarious. He laughs at everything they do. And when we went and saw Paddington, the best 2 minutes of that entire afternoon was the Minions preview for him.
And it's so fascinating. The Minions are kind of mean. They're weird characters for kids' cartoons. Right. They can be quite vicious, but they always bounce back. And really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
It worked for Warner Brothers cartoons. It works for the Minions, right? I can't wait to see Minions either. Actually, those movies have all been fun. Robert, you going to see Minions?
I may. It's not one that's high on my list, honestly.
Right. What about Ant-Man? Are we excited about Ant-Man?
I was so excited about Ant-Man, and now I don't know. They switched directors on that movie. I wonder if this is going to be the point where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be its first not-so-good movie.
Well, they had Hulk also. The Hulk movies weren't all bad in the bag of chips.
Yeah, but that's from before.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Matt, what do you think about Ant-Man?
I'm actually sold on this. I think this is going to be good. I think, again, I'll point out a scene from the trailer that sold this for me, and that's when Ant-Man and who I assume is Yellow Jacket are fighting on a Thomas train setup. Yes. And I spent a lot of time.
That scene was awesome.
Trains, and I was looking, there's Clarabelle, there's, Percy, I could name all the
best part was in that scene, which was in front of that movie Avengers, when they're on the train tracks and it's down at their scale and they're fighting and the train's coming at them like it's a real train. It's coming right and you're going to get squished. And then it cuts back to like, a real human-sized train. You just see the train get knocked over on the tracks. It's just like
I'm kind of
go ahead.
Kind of hoping this isn't going to be like a Fate of the World kind of movie. It looks like it's going to be more a personal battle. So it's not such a big bad guy they've got to fight. It's more just sort of smaller, personal, and I think that's just great way to tell a story. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'll tell you the dilemma my family has with this movie. So I saw that I was less excited about it until I saw the trailer, and now I'm actually excited about it. I think they nailed it. They got a right combination of the fact that he is called Ant-Man. He's like, there's a one scene he's like, I'm Ant-Man, and she's like, what? He's like, I didn't come up with the name. so like, it's got that right thing going on there. But then the problem is, rightly so, it shows him controlling ants, and it shows him riding and mastering realistic looking ants. Now the problem is, let's say you're in a family of all women and none of them like ants. What do you do? How do you see this film? So this is my dilemma. My wife hates ants, like almost to the point of phobia. And both of my daughters don't want to see a movie that's focused heavily on ants. So that's my problem. I think they're going to, unlike Avengers, where all you need is Thor's abs and you can get all the ladies in the theater, I think they're missing something. They're not going to have the, the full family experience. I think a lot of kids aren't going to want to see the ants. That's my theory.
I'm concerned because Paul Rudd gets a writing credit. That's what I'm concerned.
So let's see what else. Oh, who put Mission Impossible Rogue Nation on here? That's a good choice.
How many more times are you going to ask that question?
Okay,
Seriously?
fine. Craig, did you put Mission Impossible Rogue Nation on here?
I'm going to slap you. I really am.
All right. Robert, good choice putting Mission Impossible Rogue Nation on the list.
Yeah, I haven't been a big fan of the Mission Impossible series until the previous one, the Ghost Protocol, and that was like a really surprising, a really fun movie. So now all of a sudden I'm looking forward to it.
All right, cool.
I have enjoyed the Mission Impossible movies, and I count them as pretty central to Tom Cruise. Kind of between that and his science fiction projects, have really sort of rehabilitated him in my eyes as an actor, not as a human being, but as an actor.
Judge the art, not the artist.
Exactly.
And he is really good. I mean, he's
really good.
Great in movies.
Yeah, he
exactly.
is.
There's a reason he's a big movie star.
Yeah.
100%.
There was a good trailer for this in front of Avengers, and I really enjoyed it. So, by the way, if you wanted to see all the movies coming out this year and what the trailer, just watch Avengers.
Wait, let me guess. Watch Avengers.
That's what I would do. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's funny, too, because based on the title, I'm like, well, we've had enough of these now. But the trailer actually made it very compelling again. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah. I don't think, in my head right now, Tom Cruise is one of the very few actors who's in a place where as long as the theme is even remotely interesting to me, I'm going to go see it because I think he's just excellent.
No, I don't disagree. He what was that sci-fi movie that he just did?
Well, he did two. He did Oblivion.
Edge of Tomorrow?
Edge of
Tomorrow, that's the one.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Although they do confuse me because they've been changing the title of that ever since it came out.
Yes, but it's great.
I believe it was Edge of Tomorrow when I saw it.
Edge of Tomorrow was, or as I like to call it, Sci-Fi Groundhog Day, which was also fantastic.
Which is great, too.
It was really good. I like that. And was it Oblivion, the one before that, which was also fantastic?
Oblivion.
Yeah, that was really good,
was
too.
it Oblivion?
I can't remember, but something like that.
I think you've got it, yeah.
Yeah. Really like that. So, speaking of the Marvel Universe jumping the shark, Fantastic Four. Is that a shark jumper or is that going to be good?
I find those characters completely the opposite of compelling and haven't enjoyed. I saw the first two and I didn't enjoy either of them. I don't particularly care for their story. I don't care for their characters. And so I have no interest whatsoever in that movie.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I'm with you on that, Craig. But this is not a Marvel movie, right? Because they sold the rights off to Fantastic Four. So this is some other studio doing
it's not. It's not Marvel Studios, universe, but it is Marvel characters.
License, right? Yeah, but it's right.
So in first grade, for my first show and tell, I brought in a book I had gotten, I think on summer vacation or something, that collected the first 5 issues of Fantastic Four. So I'm a big fan, and I do love these characters. I think they're great, rich characters. And how
do you feel about the way they've been treated in the movies?
Oh, they've been abused. It's been painful. I mean, I'm not going to totally say that. There have been some little flashes of good stuff, but not. Overall, it's not the right tone, and I worry this one is going way too dark. I like some of the chances and changes they've made, but I don't know. This is a wait and see for me.
Yeah, me too.
But these guys do mean a lot to me, and so I'm a little worried that
I wish
mess it up again.
You know, when we were on Last Lost Chapter, we had Jeff Engelstein was on the show, and we were talking about comic book shows instead of movies. But one of the things he brought up is like when they restart with new actors in these movies, why do they feel compelled to retell the origin story every time? We've already seen, it hasn't been that long since the last Fantastic Four. Why don't you just put new actors in the role, but just do a new adventure with them, you know? I mean, you don't.
That may have something to do with the second Hulk movie.
Yeah, it's like, I don't need to see the origin story again for Fantastic Four, so I don't know. If it was not an origin story film, I think I'd be more interested in it, but I was like, okay, here we go, you know, send them to Mars, make them Fantastic Four again, I guess. All right, so Robert, here, I'm actually glad you made this list, Robert, because I did not know, I'd forgotten this was coming out this year. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2.
I didn't know about this till I saw the list.
So I haven't seen any trailers. I loved the first one. What do you think, Robert? Is this going to be good?
I don't know. It's another book, like the sequel to the original book that they're making into a movie. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. But if anything, it gives me a reason to watch the first one with my wife.
There you go.
There you go.
You know, we have to catch up on the movie before we see the second one.
Agreed. Matt, what do you think? Have you been watching this one? Keep an eye on it.
You know, that this is the one I think that I have not seen a trailer for yet. I like the first one, and I may see the second one. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm with you on that. I'm interested. I really enjoyed the first one, so I hope the second one is the same level. Yeah. So that movie is supposed to come out, according to Robert's list here, on August 28th. So that kind of marks the end of the summer season, if you will.
Can I bring up one movie that I think we might have missed?
Oh yeah, please.
And this is a nonfiction. This is the Lego Brickumentary. It's a documentary on Legos.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that's right up Robert's alley, and that really looks good. It looks like it's got some interesting history, but also just future and people talking about what they do with Legos and exploration of their architecture series. And so that's going to be one that my son and I are definitely going to be checking out.
That sounds awesome. I'm going to go check that out now. Robert,
that's intriguing because it says it was made in 2014, but it's not being released in the U.S. until July 31st of this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just looking at the IMDb right now.
Interesting.
And Jason Bateman does the narration, and I love Jason Bateman. I'm in.
Sold. Legos movie done.
Legos. Jason Bateman. I'm in.
Right. All right.
I bet he's going to be wicked funny as the narrator.
Well, thanks for the tip on that, Matt. I did not even know that was coming out. When's that coming out? Is it summertime?
July 31st, it says on IMDb.
Okay.
I'm on that one. Cool. So that's the summer films, but Robert did add to his list, and I think we would be remiss if we did not discuss this, even though it's really not till Christmas.
Yeah.
And that would be Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yay!
So what's our confidence level right now on Star Wars The Force Awakens?
Well, dangerously high.
Confidence is, I would say, dangerously
high. That's
high enough to fall and get really hurt.
That's a perfect way to describe it. I'm so excited and confident it's going to be great that I'm nervous, right? Because that's how I felt about Phantom Menace, right? I was like, oh, they're back. Lucas is doing another one. This is going to be so awesome. And
actually, for the Phantom Menace, I don't even know if you know this story, Matt. I was still living in Holland at that time, right? Because it's a 1999 movie.
Yep.
So I actually called a friend, and so Holland had movies like 6 months later than the United States had them back then, because it was still the original print, and then the movies had to be subtitled. So by the time they got into our movie theater, they were long out over here. So I called a friend of mine, and I said, you want to go see Phantom Menace? And he said, yeah, but I thought it was only coming out in 6 months. I said, yeah, well, you have to go to New York. So we flew to New York City to see the Phantom Menace.
Wow.
It was an awesome trip, but it was an awful movie.
Wow. See, I didn't spend that much. I thought waiting in line all night to see it was bad. Flying to New York from Holland is pretty hardcore, though. Robert, I got to give you mad geek points, though, for
that's true, for making that trek.
Flying across the Atlantic just to see a Star Wars movie. That's pretty impressive.
You know what I've got to say that I love?
What's that?
I just clicked on Peter Mayhew's IMDb page just to see what happened. And his official headshot is himself in a Chewbacca t-shirt.
Yeah, see?
Because what else would you have?
Well, I think...
And he's kind of got a look on his face like, yep, I'm Chewbacca.
One of the things I think that makes this exciting is, and I know all the Star Wars fans following this already know all this stuff, but, they've pulled back on the CGI, right? So they've gone back to, like, puppets and fully automated robots and real pieces. So it looks a little more real, but also... one of the theories is that it's easier for the actors to act against an R2-D2 standing there than a stick in front of a green screen that's going to have a CGI R2 in front of it later, right? So I think that stuff is going to make it a little more, hopefully have the acting locked in better, but also the scenes we're seeing and a lot of the stuff from the scenes that came out from Star Wars Celebration and all that stuff really makes it look really, really strong. And the spinoff movie too, Rogue Squadron, which comes out, or Rogue One, which comes out later.
I'm a little nervous about that one. A lot of new information came out from last weekend on that one too. That's starting to make me a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous about the timeline on that one. We'll see what happens.
I'm not so much nervous about the timeline. I'm nervous about a director who says this is more about war and less about Star Wars. So you're gonna get. It sounds very much like I'm gonna make a World War II movie and make it ambivalent and not give you the cheap good guy versus bad guy paradigm, which is Star Wars.
Right.
So if they go in and they try to make a gritty Saving Private Ryan Star Wars, I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
I didn't read any of that press, but from being in the press, sometimes, these people go on tours and they answer the same questions over and over. And it's sort of the journalist's job to, work the body as hard as they can until something pops out that's different. And so
I get that, but this was a very substantial quote that spawned several articles from several different sources, because this guy came out and sort of staked his claim over the weekend on this is what I'm doing with Star Wars kind of thing. So we'll see. I mean, I'll see it. Absolutely, I'll see it. I'll tell you, I do have a concern about The Force Awakens.
What's that?
And that is Adam Driver.
Uh-oh.
Because he is a waifish, whimsy, weak-kneed, little boy man, Twilight actor.
I was gonna say.
I don't know how he really is, but in everything he's been in, so he's been in Girls, the TV show Girls, as this sort of effeminate man boy. And I just don't want them I don't want to see them try to, like they did with the 3 prequels, and try to bring in other memes to try to get people to come see the movie. I don't want them to try to go for those teen angsty Twilight, fan people, and to bring that character in, because all the pictures I've seen of him are just, he's got that pouty look on his face. He reminds me of what's his name, that big ugly shovel face guy from the Twilight movies.
Yeah, I think if you look at the trailers right now, though, for Force Awakens, it looks more like a love letter to our age group.
I hope so. I think it is. I don't think this is going to tank
when
the
you
movie,
end with
but
Han and
that's the
Chewie.
only false note that I've seen.
Yeah, I think when you.
But you know what? I'll end on an up note.
Okay.
Warwick Davis, where's he going? I don't know, but it's going to be cool.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay, how's that?
All right. So
how can you end on an upper note than Warwick Davis? You cannot.
I think the best way to bookend this entire discussion we've had here in Dunkin' Donuts is to
Shut up! Don't even go there.
This is the movie that could be better than Avengers.
Okay.
The only one on our list, I would argue.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard.
No, you
because
really honestly believe that, right? So I'm going to go see this movie, and I'm not going to be like, oh, I know.
Well, I will tell you this joke.
Yeah,
So for and Robert, you'll appreciate this. So as you just finished explaining to us that historically, U.S. made films usually release several months later overseas, but lately, for some reason, for example, Avengers
opened in South Africa a week earlier.
Avengers opened in Europe and Australia and overseas a week or two before opening here in the United States. So
they can't afford it to do that anymore because of the internet. There will be a copy overseas, and
so
whether you charge for it or not is up to you.
So they might as well open it. So here's what happened. So friend of the show and well-known Welshman Owen Staten saw the Avengers movie and tweeted. Here was his first tweet, Craig, and I have not seen it yet. So I'm getting ready to go on the Friday it opens. So my family's all ready to go. I bought the tickets. And, I'm checking Twitter, and there's Owen, because I follow him, because he's hilarious. Yep. And he's tweeting, not since The Crystal Skull have I been so disappointed in a film. And I'm like, so I'm like, what? I said, Owen was and because everybody else is like raving about it already, because it's been out since Thursday night at midnight here in the U.S. And so all the people, I'm like, really, Owen? He's like, yes, I'm talking Highlander 2 bad. And then I'm like, really? I said, I'm trying to lower my expectations. He says, you'd be better off going and seeing a Jennifer Aniston rom-com. And so at this point, I'm like, oh my God.
Maybe he really likes Jennifer Aniston.
I'm like, oh my God, really? But then I realized after seeing it that he was just totally pulling my leg. But yeah, so I would, maybe I'm getting your expectations now, Craig, to the point where you can't be sustained. But
I'm still
I was most pleased, and none of these movies, even as much of a Mad Max fan as I am, and I am a Mad Max fan, I think the movie of the year that I'm going to remember the most of this year is going to be Avengers, with the possible exception of Star Wars. So that would be my thinking there.
Well, cool.
I would agree. And can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
How awesome is the Hulkbuster?
Yeah, right. The Hulkbuster's awesome.
Oh my God, that was
turning my mic off. I'm turning my mic off.
Well,
I'm gonna.
I mean my ears. I'm turning my ears off in Dunkin' Donuts. That's what I mean.
Right. Well, Matt and Robert, thank you so much for joining us here in Dunkin' Donuts. We really appreciate it.
Can't wait to talk about Penny Press.
Yeah, the main show here in about a week.
Okay, let me just finish my donut.
Oh yeah. So don't leave.
Rush. No rush.
No, you get time. He's not turning the lights off yet.
Kick us out.
All right, thanks, guys.
They could try.
We're back soon.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for purchasing a D6G Lost Chapter. Supporting the show helps it grow.